Hello, welcome to Style Reinvention Week. My name is Afton Porter, and whether you have been to my trainings before or this is a first time for you, I'm so glad that you are here. Oh, wait, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. All right. Welcome to Style Reinvention Week. Hopefully, you have your workbook in hand. I know I do. We're going to be going through this during the week. You could take notes in here and follow along. Inside, it will tell you the times and the date of each of our sessions so that you can put that in your calendar, make sure you have that ready to go. You'll want to be or either be here live or watch the replays in order if possible, because they're going to build on one another. Today, we're going to be talking about your $1 million first impression, and then we're just going to build on it from there. My name is Afton Porter. I am a image consultant and coach for luxury real estate agents. Whether you're a luxury agent or you just want to elevate your image and presence, you are in the right place. Today, well, first of all, hopefully you got your workbook. You got that ready to go. We are going to be on Zoom here. And I like to hear I want you to interact with me. Let me know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. And I'm going to cater these live sessions specifically for you. Whether you're new here or you've been here many times before in my trainings, I want to give you just a little bit of background about me. I've been in the fashion industry pretty much forever. I started my interest with Nordstrom Fashion Board. So my senior year in high school, they take applications of all the high schools in the Seattle area where Nordstrom started. And you start learning they picked I don't know, I don't remember, like 13 people out of the greater area of Seattle and taught us the business of fashion. I knew I loved the business of fashion. However, I didn't know that I was going to get a BS in fashion merchandising at the time, and I have a minor in marketing. I have always been fashion and business minded. Landed my dream job with Calvin Klein jeans right out of college, and I serviced Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, and did that where I went in and taught the department store managers, the sales associates, how to display the merchandise for selling and get some feedback of what the locals were saying about the products. So I would take that to the buyers in New York, and they would cater what they had in the stores based off of the feedback of what I gave them from the area. I now have been married for 24 years, 4 children. We've homeschooled most of the year, or most of their life. And I just have two still at home, 17-year-old and an 18-year-old, and they're doing a lot of like college classes. And so my image consultancy is now like full time. And I'm also just stepped down from being the lead stylist at Phoenix Fashion Week. Runway, branding, photos, all the things. That is what I do. So I have since specifically started working with real estate agents, and you guys are my people. I love real estate agents. I love working with you, and I'm grateful to have you here and going through this session. Thank you for those who are here live, and I know a lot of people are going to be catching the replay. So that is what today is, or this week is going to be about. The $1 million first impression. We're going to discover your current style and how it's impacting your professional career. You know, when I was probably about my 40s, I just turned 50, beginning of my 40s, even though I have an extensive fashion degree, I was like in the I guess mundane. I had my habits of just picking certain clothes out of my closet. Sometimes I was just happy to have, a clean shirt on. I don't know if you have kids, you kind of might know what I mean. A shower, clean shirt. And I kind of just got out of the habit of really caring and paying attention and being intentional about what I was wearing. I was just going through the motions of life in general, not just with my clothing. And when I started to pay attention, I was kind of going through this slump and I was like, I'm going to start paying attention to what I wear. I'm going to start being intentional with wearing clothes that I love to wear. And when I started doing that, the this crazy thing happened. I honestly think it's so crazy, but there's science behind it. When I started picking out clothes that I love and just being a little bit intentional with the clothes that were currently in my closet, it wasn't like I went and bought a new wardrobe. Sometimes we feel like we need to tear it all down. I'm here to tell you don't. You just need to make maybe little tweaks to what you currently have. But I just started being intentional with the clothes in my closet. And as I started doing that, I started falling in love with life again. To be completely honest, I didn't even realize that I wasn't living full out. I didn't realize that I was kind of numb in that area until I started waking up. And so that was my experience with clothing. When I started wearing clothes that I love again, I started loving things that I used to love that I hadn't in a long time, haven't even thought about. And now, totally different. When I wake up, I am excited about what I'm doing. I am excited about how I'm designing my life because it started in my closet, but it bled into other areas of my life. So that's one thing that could happen to women, especially if you're in midlife, where we just kind of get in the habit of thinking the same thing as we're getting ready and not thinking much about it. We're just going through the motions. Another thing that happens to us is that we are in a different stage because we are growing as humans, as women. And as we grow as a woman, we might gravitate towards different style choices. I don't know, like when you're in your 20s and when you're in your 30s and in your 40s, you reach for different types of clothing. Sometimes it could be age related. Other times it could just be personality related. You used to like to wear a certain type of clothes and you're ready to take it to another level, take it to the next step. And it doesn't mean that what you were wearing before was wrong or bad. It just means that you've grown as a woman and now you're ready to wear something else. And that's where this style reinvention idea came into play for me and for this week. What we are wearing, it really matters how, and we're going to get into that, how we are showing up in our life. But we change. And sometimes you might wake up and you put something on and you're like, gosh, this doesn't feel like me anymore. I used to like this shirt, but I don't like it anymore. So that will happen. Also, as we age, our body shape changes. And what used to work doesn't work anymore. And we just kind of get stuck because we're trying to put on the same things and style it the same way, and it's not working. So that's when a style reinvention will have is a perfect timing for that. When we were young, like we grew, and so we physically outgrew our clothes. We just keep growing up and up, and they no longer fit. And so then we're forced to have to buy, or your parents were forced to find new clothes. For us grown women, same thing happens, but it's not physically. necessarily, right? It doesn't fit anymore for what your goals are, for how you're living. It doesn't quite fit, and it's time for a style reinvention. But before we have our reinvention started, we have to know where we are right now. We have to understand how we feel about our clothes and where we are going. So we want to be able to, before we can head there, we have to know where we're at. Where are your struggling points in your area? Maybe there's not much you're going to need to do, and there might be a lot. Either way, it's time to just take a evaluation. Where are we at? Where are we going? We want to recognize that. You know, first impressions, and I talk about this all the time, first impressions are really key to how to attracting your dream clients, because we are so bombarded with everything that is around us. People have to make decisions very, very quickly, whether or not they want to be friends with you, work with you, donate to your cause. There's a lot of things that we're reaching out to people, and they're going to make a decision in a millisecond. It used to be 7 seconds, then it was 3 seconds. It's less than a second that people are deciding whether or not they want to work with us. So we're going to be tackling the style reinvention from two areas. One, what I kind of talked about was, how are we seeing ourselves? How do we feel about the clothes that we're wearing? And how do we want to style ourselves? That's number one. And then number two, we're going to talk about, how do we want to be seen? What type of image do we want people to see from us? So there's two different angles that we're going to be looking at in our style reinvention, because it's important that we feel great about ourselves, who we are, how we're styled. And then we also want to be mindful of making sure we're attracting the right people that we want to work with. So whether you're working with first-time home buyers or you are working with multi-million-dollar homes, this is going to be helpful for you. And as a luxury image consultant, I've studied different styles and how you can show yourself to your clients, but it comes from the inside out. This is not just a makeover type thing where we're just only addressing what's on the outside, because that doesn't last. It's not lasting. I loved watching those home makeover shows where, or not home, well, I love those too. That's not what I meant though. Those makeover shows where the women would go on the show and then they would, put them in new clothes and do their hair and do their makeup, and they just take care of the outside of them. And they would cry because they are in that moment, see themselves as a different woman, or as their best version, I should say, because that's what I prefer to see it as. Like, that is their potential. That's how they can look from the outside. But they didn't make any changes on the inside. So as they are going on about their life, they do a check-in a year later, they're back to their old ways. They hadn't made the changes that they needed to really step into the best version of themselves. And that's what we do inside the Iconic Women Mastermind. Some of you might be already inside there. Some of you might not have heard of it, but I do have a mastermind that it's a year program. And this is why it takes a little time. You're not going to have it overnight. All of a sudden, oh, I feel great. I look great. It's a process. And so I want you to be kind to yourself. This 5 days is going to be your jumpstart. This is going to help you just take off. But be kind to yourself. It's going to be a process, and it's going to take some mindset shifts and some skill learning shifts. And Have you ever had a friend? I think a great example of this is that you're going shopping, maybe a friend or daughter or mother, where they put on this outfit and they look beautiful in it. And you're like, oh my gosh, it's perfect. It looks so good on you. But yet they're like, I don't know. I don't like it. So there could be a couple different things going on. And maybe you've experienced this too. Maybe you put on an outfit and somebody said that to you. Sometimes it could be something just physically how you feel about yourself, where almost nothing that you put on, you're going to feel great in. And sometimes it's the style is not you, the style of the dress or the fabric. So it could be the right silhouette, could be the right color, but the style of it, you're just like, I'm not really sure about that. So we want to make sure that we are dressing the outside and the inside because this is a transformation from the inside out. And I don't like to say that. I don't like to use those words because so many different types of industries use that, like fitness, health. There's just so many. So you won't hear me say that typically in my messaging, but it is an inside out transformation that we are wanting to have. And we want to jumpstart that spark during our time together. So there are some different psychological reasons why when people see you, they want to talk to you. So if you have less than a second to grab their attention, what do you have time to say during that time? You don't have any time to say a word during that less than a second. So you want to be able to grab their attention and keep it as quickly as possible. Now, luxury buyers are looking for a few things in their realtors. They want to make sure that they can trust them with this large investment that they are going to be trusting in their care. And when your image matches what they're expecting, their expectation, they're going to trust you. And that is why it's super important that we are styled to sell in our style reinvention. So when they see you, they're going to be noticing, is she paying attention to details? Because if she is styled where she is detailed oriented, they're going to believe that you're going to be detailed in your contract, detailed in finding the homes that they're looking for. You're going to be paying attention to those small things and they're going to be able to trust you in those areas. In other ways, they're going to, when they see you styled beautifully, they're going to believe that, oh, she's going to be able to find the homes that we are looking for. She knows what is in style in the homes. She's going to know what's the latest options that you can get and put them in, even if they're not currently in that home that you might be showing them, right? They're going to just say, oh, she's going to know, and you're going to be their trusted advisor when they trust that you would know that information, right? So when your image is styled to where you need it to be, they are going to be able to trust you for that. So I want you to just take a little evaluation of how you are styled. What areas do you feel like you need to work on? So on your, if you have your workbook, I want you to write out, I want you to answer 1 to 10 your best colors. 1 to 10, how well do you know what colors are going to look best on you? Now, your colors, we're going to get more into this. I believe it's day 3. We're going to go into the power of color. I'm really excited about this week because we are actually going to, starting tomorrow, we're going to dive into creating your brand lookbook. So each step of the way, we're going to be doing that. We're going to work on that a little bit every day. We're going to start that tomorrow, but today we're just going to evaluate where we're at. So 1 to 10, your colors. And if you want to put it in the chat, I'd love to see how confident you are in your knowing your colors. So I know how much time, also it's helpful for me, so I know how much time to spend on that. If you could either put it in the chat or the Q&A. Number 1, your colors. Number 2, do you know what cuts of styles look best on you? Like what pants and shirts and dresses. From 1 to 10, how do you feel about the silhouettes that you are wearing? 1 to 10. Okay. Hopefully you're writing this down. Number 3, how confident are you in your personal style in general? Like you feel like you have your signature style, you know kind of what clothes when you go shopping, you know which ones you want. Your closet, you love your closet. That's how you will know if you have your personal style down. So we'll just say closet. Your closet feels like your favorite boutique that you get to shop in every day. So 1 through 10. All right. Number 4, your makeup and hair. This is what I call beauty. How confident do you love your makeup and your hair? Whether you wear a little bit of makeup or a lot of makeup, love makeup, hate makeup, whatever. How confident are you in your makeup choices and your hair? I have a fun story. So I was with a client and with my hair expert. We have a hair expert in Style Guide Society for my private clients. And we were meeting with one of them. And I told her that I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that haircut. I want that haircut. So I recently just cut my hair. For my 2025 reinvention, one of the things that I did was I needed to update my hair. When was the last time I hadn't updated it in a couple years? And I usually do like to switch it up a little bit. And actually wanted it a little bit shorter, but my hairdresser was kind of freaked out about it because she was worried about like taking too much off too soon. Because for those of you who are just new to my world, my hair was a lot longer, and we would do like round brush curls. But I really wanted it like this short, but she did not want to cut it that short. So that's okay. I still like it, but next time I might cut a little bit shorter. But are you due for an update? Has it been a couple years since you've updated your hair? But you don't necessarily need to change it like I did, but it's good just to make a decision every once in a while. Do I need to update my hair? And if you do, then we can talk more about it. If you don't, you're like, I'm good, then you're a 10, right? Okay. I don't see any comments here, ladies. Tell me in the chat. I want to know what's going on. I know like we want to be shy and quiet, but and your hair. Okay. So where are we at with your style and reinvention? Do you have a signature style? It's good to have a signature style. And some people were like, well, Afton, what is a signature style? When you repeat your image on a regular basis, you kind of get an overall vibe. And someone would say, oh my gosh, that's something that Christine would wear, or that's something Lorelai will wear, right? When you have a signature style, people will start recognizing it as a part of you. Does that mean you wear the same thing every day? Absolutely not. But you have this certain way about you. Your style is in your clothes, it's in the car that you drive, it's the way you decorate your house. There's so many elements and layers to your style, and it's going to show up whether you're dressed up or you're dressed down. But the more that you're able to weave your personal style into your outfits, then people are going to start recognizing that. Chat is disabled. You're joking. Okay, good to know. Thank you, Carolyn. Um, hair, 8, makeup is 5. Okay, that is actually a little bit of a common one because people often do not update their makeup. Many of you are probably wearing your makeup the same as you did whenever you learned how to wear makeup 20 plus years ago, right? And so if your makeup needs to be updated, and the colors, that's totally normal. Very, very, very common for women to um, feel like they are a little bit behind there. But we do the same thing with our hair. We get in our hairstyle ruts and we wear our hair the same way time and time again. And so it's a good idea to talk to your hairdresser. How can I update this? Or do I need to update this? Or your hairdresser might be like mine and want to keep my hair the same. And I have to encourage her, nope, we're updating it. We're changing this. I need a new haircut for 2025. I'm ready for my next style reinvention. So, um, what I want you to do is we're going to do a visual exercise. So this is where it's kind of probably good that we can't see you. I hate that I can't see you, but I want you to close your eyes because in a moment, because I want you to visualize how you want to show up in 2025. You have grown so much this past year. There has been a lot going on, and chances are you are ready. If you're here, you are ready to elevate your style to the next level. And we need to visualize how that's going to look first. Okay. So go ahead. And if you were, as long as you're safe, you're not driving, you're not doing anything it wouldn't be safe for you to, but go ahead and find a quiet spot that you can sit down, close your eyes, and I want you to imagine you are throwing a party. You're throwing a party for your business at the end of the year of 2025. So in a year from now, or maybe it's 5 years from now, you decide what you're celebrating for your business and how far it is in the future. You're throwing a party, and I want you to imagine, where are you throwing this party? Where are you having it? Is it at the beach? Are you in downtown London? Are you in New York City? Where are you throwing this celebration for yourself? And you're planning out the details of what's going to be happening. Is this a formal dinner where it's catered and you're sitting down in China? Or is it at the beach and you're eating, sandwiches? Where is this event going to be and what are you eating? How is the music? Is there music? What kind of music are you having? Are you walking along barefoot with the sand coming up in between your toes? Or maybe you're dressed from head to toe in a formal gown. What are you wearing to this event? How do you look? I want you to go find a mirror or a reflection. What are you wearing? How is your hair styled? And I want you just to look at yourself and say, congratulations, you did it. You did it. as you're looking in your reflection and just take a good look at your outfit and what your shoes, your hair. Go ahead and look around. Who is with you? Who is at this party that you are celebrating? The table decorations, just really try to visualize everything about the event. What's on the table? Do you have a party favor that you gave out? If so, what was it? Okay, you could open your eyes. As you visualized you accomplishing your big goal for 2025, how did you present yourself? What were you wearing? And I want you to write it down in your notes. I want you to get really clear and take a moment to write out about your party because the way that you were planning this party is your style. This is you, right? You reaching your big goal. Some of you would have had a small group, small intimate setting, or some others, you're going to invite all your clients and their families, right? Or, extended family, the neighborhoods, communities, or it could just be like an intimate setting. This is very much how you are. And we want to make sure that when you visualize you at your highest, your success at the end of the year, we want to make sure that how you look now and how you looked when you reached your goals, we want to bring you from 2024 up to the end of 2025 or whenever that goal was. Maybe it was 5 years. This is how you're going to um, hyper speed to get you to where you want to be. Because what we do know is that the clothes that we wear are affecting our brain and it's going to change how we are behaving, what we are thinking. The clothes that you're wearing will change your brain, how you think, and how you behave. So if the sooner that we match that to today, the sooner that you're going to be able to reach your goal. Now, there's going to be two elements to that woman. The truest version of you. What you were wearing and who you are as a woman and how you saw yourself. Those are the two elements that I talked about at the beginning of the Zoom. Those are the two areas that we're going to be working on for the next 5 days. How do you see yourself? And how do you want to see yourself? So write out a little bit about your party. And what I want to know, and this is what you're going to, for your homework, I'm giving a $25 gift card to Amazon for doing your homework today. And it's writing out, give us a little insight about your party. I would love to know where your party's at, what you were wearing, what you're celebrating. That would be kind of fun. But you could share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. But what I need to know as your personal stylist for the next 5 days at least, or for the year if you're in the mastermind, what you were wearing. And identifying the gap of where you are now. What do we need to work on to get you to how you visualized yourself? Do you think it's a mindset? Do you maybe there wasn't? Was there a difference in what you're wearing or not? Or was there a difference? And if so, what was it? If you could articulate it in a way that you could understand it in your brain, then you'll be able to find it. Have you ever noticed that if you decide to buy a car, so back in 2020, no, it wasn't 2020, it was 2000, we bought a white Tahoe. Literally everybody owned, I swear, everybody owned a white Tahoe after I bought that white Tahoe. Driving around, I could see everybody out. Like there were so many white Tahoes. There'd be a ton in the parking lot, right? So it, my brain was noticing it. So when you can, because you might just think, I don't have style or I don't like my style, but if you can articulate what is it that you feel like you need to elevate, what area, then once we pinpoint it, then we can work on it together. So what area is it, do you think that you need to work on it? Is it your style or is it your image, your self-image, how you're seeing yourself? So just share whatever you feel like sharing about your party. Another thing about this party, it helps me know a little bit about your style. So when I see those who are registered for the event and you're commenting in the Facebook group, Real Estate Icons, you should have gotten a link to that if you're not already in the group. The inside the Real Estate Icons is where you're going to post your homework, and you could just do a individual post and say, this is my homework for today about your party. Was it formal? Was it casual? Was it like natural? Did you have like linen tablecloths and what was it? I want to know the music. Was it, pop music, whatever's trending right now, or did you have an orchestra? I don't know. There's so many possibilities. And this is where you get to start designing your personal style, is really recognizing what is your style? What do you like? And when you're about to throw a party for your celebration, all of you is coming out in that. And I would love to see that. Okay. Any questions? We've got to, I have a hard stop today at 10:30. I am speaking here locally and so I need to run to my next speaking event. But any questions before we hop off? Go ahead and comment in the Q&A. There's a Q&A. Or if you would like to raise your hand, I could take a question. If you have, the hand raise element has moved recently. So if you don't see that, go ahead and ask the question in the Q&A. Otherwise, I don't see any questions, new questions coming through. You're going to post your homework in the Real Estate Icons Facebook group. And I will put your names, everyone who does the homework, I will put your names in my jar and I will pull it live during our call tomorrow. So, the real estate, are you in there? Hopefully, Real Estate Icons Facebook group. It should have been in your email. I'll put it in the replay later today when I send that off. Okay. All right. Thank you, Icons, for coming today. We will see you tomorrow. We're going to start designing your brand, personal brand with your brand book. And we're going to go through all the elements. Well, we're going to go through one step of the elements. So you're not bombarded with a million things, but we're going to start building your personal brand. And we always start with style. That's what we do here. All right. Love you, Icons. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.